Welcome, my amiable scientists. I'm so glad to have you right here with me. Today, we are going to learn the topic. Does it change? Yes, that's our lesson for today. And let's learn proper. In this lesson, we are going to learn the meaning of change, types of changes, substance that change, and we are going to know if cooking changes food. First of all, what is change? Change is an art or process through which something becomes different. Yes, it's an art or process through which something becomes different. And do you know we have two types of changes, which are the physical change and the chemical change? Yes, physical change, and chemical changes. In physical changes, objects remain the same but in a different state. So in physical changes, object remains what? The same. Say the same, but in different states. Substances or objects can be broken, melted, or frozen, but they are still in the same state. Look at the examples of physical change. Can you see a pencil? This is the pencil. But when you break it into two, it still remains a pencil, and you can use one part to write. This is a butter, and the butter is in solid form. But just take for instance, if this butter is being melted, what happens? It becomes liquid butter, but the same butter. This is an ice. Ice, I know you love to lick ice. If an ice is melted, it still becomes what? Water. And if water is frozen, it still becomes ice. Can you see? These are examples of physical changes. This is an ice. The ice was exposed to sunlight and it melted and becomes what? Liquid. So, when you put an ice in a cup, it melts and turns into water. If that same cup of water is put back in the freezer, it changes back to ice after a while in the freezer. Physical change, yes, from ice to water, then from water to what? Water vapor. But do you know how it changes to water vapor? When this liquid, which is water, is being heated, it evaporates and changes to water vapor. This is another example of physical change. This is a sweet. Lollipop. I love lollipop. I like to lick my sweet. So when the sweet was exposed to sunlight, it melted. Either it's exposed to sunlight or through it. It's being what? Melted to liquid lollipop. And you like to lick. Yes, you're my friend. You like lollipop. And me, I like it too. Now let's look at chemical change. In chemical changes, object or substance change to a different state and form. Substances on object can undergo chemical changes by cooking, burning, or roasting. For example, this is the wood. When the wood is being burnt, it changes to what? Ashes. Say ash. Yes, it changes to ash. Then the other one is what? A cake. When you mix your flour, your butter, and your egg in a bowl. When it's being baked, it changes into what? A cake. Can you change this cake back to the flour or butter or egg? No! You see, in chemicals changes, it changes into a different state or form. Take for instance, you have an egg and your egg is being fried. Can you change it back into a raw egg? No, it's not possible. So, in chemical change, the object changes to a different state and form. This is a wood. The wood changes into ashes when it's being burnt. And examples of chemical change is what you can see in this picture. So it's burnt down completely, and the final result is found on the ground is what? Ashes. What about our battery? Yes, our car batteries or the batteries you put on wristwatch or clocks. When you put these batteries in the wristwatch, after some time, it becomes so bad. Can you use that same battery again? No, 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 no. It's useless. Yes, I said it's not useful to you again. So, this is another example of chemical change. Chemical reactions in everyday life. You can see it happens in combustion, in rust, in digestion also. For example, when you swallow your food, can you bring it back again to give to someone? No, it's not possible. So in digestion, in photosynthesis, batteries, fermentation, washing and baking, all these are examples of chemical reactions in everyday life. Frying of eggs, toast, crack eggs, slicing bread, lighting a match, roasting marshmallow are all examples of what? Chemical changes. Raw eggs. Raw eggs. I love eggs. I like to eat boiled eggs and also fried eggs. Do you know that this raw egg can change into fried egg? But wait, is this a physical change or chemical change? Ting, 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 ting. The answer is chemical change. It has changed into a different state. For example, when you have a salt and you pour the salt inside water, what happens to it? It changes into what? A salt solution. So, this is another example of what? A change. So now, let's look at some food substances when they are being cooked and what happens to them after they are being what? Cooked. This is a raw carrot. If you cook this carrot, it changes into what? A cooked carrot. For example, you can see cooked carrots in your samosa and in your fried rice. I love to eat cooked carrots. Raw meat. Take for instance, this is a meat, a raw meat. When this meat is being cooked, it changes into what? A cooked meat. And when it's being fried, it changes into what? A fried meat. I know you love to eat meat. Can you see? This is another solution. When a sugar is poured into water and you stir, I know you like to stir, you stir the water, it also what? Changes. Wow, I hope you enjoyed today's class. I also enjoyed myself too. Oh, what an interesting class. Now I have a question for you. Look around you in your environment and look at the different changes that occurs in your daily life. Then ask me questions if you are not clear in the notes and questions section. I love you. I remain your humble and lovely teacher, Miss Irene Omoyemese. Thanks for viewing.